Jesus is not asking you to fulfill the law. He's already done that for you. What he does ask of you is to try to imitate him and to treat people like he treats you. I was listening to a sermon on YouTube by Tim Keller called A Gospel-Shaped Life, and it changed my entire perspective, so I want to share it with you. Tim Keller tells a story about a woman that was not a Christian, but then became a Christian because of what her boss did for her. This woman made a huge mistake at work, right? She messed everything up, right? And the only reason that she didn't get fired is because her boss took the blame for her. Her boss went to the people that were above him and he took the blame for her. Her boss had a good reputation with the company, so he didn't get fired and she didn't get fired either. And the woman, who's extremely grateful for her boss, goes to her boss and says, "Why did you take the blame for me?" Basically, the boss is a Christian, right? And he knows that Jesus has taken the blame for his sin, so he's willing to take the blame for her mistake. He chose to treat her how Jesus treated him. But he could have also said, basically, God would have wanted me to take the blame for you. This is kind of my job of being a good Christian. That would be a law-based life. Basically, this is my moral responsibility to go around treating people with love and kindness. And that's awesome, right? But when you do good at that, you feel like you're good based on your works. And when you do bad at that, you think that you're bad based on your works. And that's not what the man did. The boss didn't take the blame for her because he was a good Christian. The boss took the blame for her because Jesus took the blame for him. See, there's a difference between doing something to try to be a good Christian and doing something because Jesus has done it for you. There's a difference between loving someone to try to be a good Christian and loving someone because Jesus loved you first. There's a difference between forgiving someone to try to be a good Christian and forgiving someone because Jesus forgave you first. There's a difference between showing grace and unconditional kindness to somebody to be a good Christian or showing grace and unconditional kindness to people because Jesus has shown that to you first. Everything that we do as followers of Jesus should not be trying to make ourselves good followers of Jesus. It should merely just be trying to treat people like Jesus has treated us. Therefore, we can't take any credit when we show love or kindness or grace because it's not us being a good Christian, it's just us treating other people how we have already been treated. In John 13:34, Jesus says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another." So it's not about trying to be good or trying not to be bad, it's about trying to be like Jesus. Suffer for Jesus because Jesus suffered for you, not to be a good Christian. Give generously to others because Jesus gave generously to you, not to be a good Christian. Forgive others because Jesus forgave you, not to be a good Christian. The key to following God's commandments is to look at the one person that did it perfectly and realize that the goal is not to be good for God. The goal is to recognize how good God has been to you and just treat other people, including God, in the same way. And the more that you understand that, one, the more Christ-like you will be, but two, you will realize and understand that it's always been about what Jesus did for us and not about what we do for him. And it's about how good he is, not about how good we are.